Hello guys, welcome to the new video. Today we will see a new question about memory management. This question come in GatePYQ 2020 as we see here. So let's get started. Let's read the question. Consider a paging system that uses one level page table residing in main memory. The label of page table is 1, which is stored in main memory, and a TLB of address translation. This uses TLB scheme for address translation. Each main memory access takes 100 nanoseconds, so we can say small m memory access. Let me say small m is equal to 100 nanosecond. Uh, and TLB lookup takes 20 nanoseconds. Let's see what TLB lookup is equal to C, which is 20 nanosecond. Not waste time here. Let's we will collect the data when at the time of calculation. So each main memory access takes ये हो गया. Each page transfer to or from the disk takes 5,000 nanoseconds, which means when we transfer a file to main memory or no, from main memory to disk or disk to main memory, that will take 5,000 nanoseconds. It will happen in case of page faults when the page we is not residing in the main memory. Then it we have to access the disk, and the one way process takes 5,000 nanoseconds. Assume that the TLB hit ratio is 95%. Let's assume, and page fault rate is 10%. Assume that for 20% of the total page faults, I think here is a mistake that a dirty page has to be written back to this. The thing what is this question trying to say here is the from the total number of page faults, the 20% of their from that pages which has faults are dirty pages, which means we have to write back the value of that page to disk and then fetch the value of that page again from the disk. Before the required page is read from disk, TLB update time is negligible. Alright. Average memory access time in a second, round off to 1 decimal place is. So guys, now we will start calculation. There are three conditions here. When the page TLB hit, number one, TLB hit, number two, TLB miss, and when there is no page fault, and number three, when we have TLB miss and page fault, and we can also make a fourth point where we can say TLB miss and page fault and we have a dirty page. All right. So we can have 4 or 5 cases in this question. So let's see what case 1 says when we have TLB hit. As we see, the TLB hit ratio, let's change the color. As we see, the TLB hit ratio is 95%, and the probability we will calculate it as 0.95. If we have TLB hit, in this case, we have to access the TLB table, which takes 20 nanoseconds, and for one time main memory, which takes 100 nanoseconds. So, in average access time, the contribution of the first case is equal to 119 nanosecond. All right. And if we see the case 2, when TLB will miss and a page resides in the memory, so we need to access page table to get the physical address of the page, which takes 100 nanoseconds. We also need to perform the memory access, which takes another 100 seconds. Finally, we need to, because the page table also resides in the main memory, so we have to access main memory 2 times. Finally, we need to update the TLB with a new page table entry, which takes negligible time. Then the contribution of TLB miss with a page in memory to the average memory access time is, and we say 0.95 is hit ratio, then miss ratio which should be 0.05. And we also see here that page fault rate is 100%. So we will assume we can see then page hit, or we can say 90% of the page accesses in the page table are reside in the main memory. So we will also see the probability of that. Then zero point 0.9 it will be, and now we have to access one time main memory page for page table and one time for data. And the contribution of this case will be 9 nanoseconds. Case 3 and 4, we will merge them in the one case when we have TLB missed with a page fault. This involves bringing in the required page from disk because there is no uh, page in main memory. So we need to bring the page from the disk, which takes 5000 nanoseconds. Since 10% of the page access result in the page fault, then page fault rate is zero point 0.1, page fault rate is zero point 0.1. Among the page faults, 20% of the time it will be a dirty page, has to be written back to the disk before the required page is read from the disk. So the probability of this happening is 0.01 and zero point 0.2 happening for both dirty page and page fault. Alright, in this case, we need to spend the additional 5000 nanoseconds to write the dirty page to disk. Once the page brought in, we need to update the page table in the TLB with the new page table entry, which takes negligible time. Finally, we need to perform the memory access, which takes 100 nanoseconds. Therefore, continuous TLB message the page fault to average access time is. And the final calculation will be this is the probability of TLB mesh into probability of page fault into probability of not dirty page. Then we don't have to write back to disk, only we have to brought in the page from the disk. So we only take 5000 plus 100 nanosecond, and in the second case, if we have this case when we have to write back to the disk in case of dirty read or dirty write, then we will we have to write back the page to the disk, which takes 2 times of 5000 plus one memory access. Alright, and this contribution will be equal to 27.25 nanosecond. Hence, the total contribution to the average memory access time from all the cases will be 119 plus 9 plus 27.25, which will be equal to 155.25 nanosecond. And from the options, B options is the closest, so we can click on that. Yeah, it's a correct answer. You can also see the detailed elaboration of the solution on Git Overflow. This is a very good website for Git explains. to practice the questions. And oh yeah, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you. We will meet with another question in another video. Thank you.